Okay, so I've been seeing this topic go around all over the place because YouTube doesn't fucking stop recommending me these videos, and I'm really fucking getting tired of them. But I keep seeing videos that talk about how quote-unquote gaming isn't fun anymore, and you know, it's people complaining like, oh, gaming's not fun, blah blah blah.
Bullshit.
And it's like, but dude, what the fuck games are you playing? And then I watch some of the videos and it's like, oh, Call of Duty's not fun anymore, Assassin's Creed isn't fun anymore, Bioshock and Red Dead and GTA, and I'm like, okay, well then, the problem is you, because you're choosing to play some of these games, and you should know that a lot of these big budget AAA, like Western games, have become progressively shittier and shittier as the time has gone on. Like, I don't get why you're gonna subject yourself to that kind of mediocrity when you could be playing games that are much better. Like, the easiest thing people do is point to like indie games, like, oh hey, aren't you playing, you don't want to play Stardew Valley, you don't want to play this game and this game, you know, like Binding of Isaac, you know, I don't know, I don't fucking play indie games like that. There's only a couple of indie games that I actually give a shit about that aren't made in Japan. Like, I like Hat in Time. Hat in Time is a great game. I highly recommend you play that. I liked it more than Super Mario Odyssey, that's for sure. That's off topic, so what do I think? I don't really blame the games necessarily, like to some extent I do, and I do blame some of the predatory and annoying money grabbing practices that a lot of the game companies tend to put into their games, like constant DLC, free to play bullshit, gotcha mechanics and all that. So I think that can apply to why games don't feel fun anymore, or aren't quote unquote fun to play anymore, or just not fun, because you know, you just want to play a game and enjoy it and not have to worry about constant updates, installing the game, and then having to fucking like download all this bullshit. Like, I don't fucking care about stuff like Fortnite where you have to constantly update the game, and then you know, you're gonna feel like you're missing out because you don't have the cool Goku skin, or All Might, or Terminator, or Robocop, or Master Chief, and it's like, whatever, I don't play that game, it's stupid, it's just a meme to me. Or Among Us, and it's like, whatever, these games are just memes. But I don't, in my perspective, I haven't gone to a point where I'm like, oh, games don't feel fun anymore, because I'm always having fun playing games. Like, I recently was playing Samurai Maiden on the Nintendo Switch, and I do need to go back to that game and make a full video talking about it, which I meant to do, but I keep putting it off. And then I've been playing, I streamed Hokuto no Ken Fitness Boxing, which I think is really fucking fun, but it's really fucking tiring because, you know, it's a legit workout that you have to do to play that game. But I'm having a great time playing that. And then of course I always go back to play Dead or Alive, and yeah, that's an older game, but I'm always having fun. So I don't see where the quote unquote not fun is in modern gaming. So to an extent it is the players, but I also think it's the games that you're playing. And the thing is that there's more blame to pin on the player because they're choosing to play those games, like I mentioned with like Fortnite and stuff. Like you're choosing to play Call of Duty every year, you're choosing to play this and this game all the time, like basically playing the same games as everybody else. So maybe you're not having fun because you're not playing something you really want to. So I think there's part of that. Like, everyone was hopping on multiverses and they're like, oh yeah, this game is fun, and then what happened? They just dropped the game and everyone went back to like Smash or whatever. So is that game fun? Are you having fun playing that? I don't think so. But like, it's the types of games that people are looking for. Like, I like to play fighting games, some RPGs, and you know, action-based games. Like, my favorite action game is Ninja Gaiden, and I can always go back to play that game regardless if I'm gonna do like a full level playthrough, or you know, just playing the game for a few minutes in the mission mode and you know, Ninja Trials. But I can always go back and have fun with that game because Ninja Gaiden is always fun. I can even if I'm playing in bite size. But then like, a game that I wouldn't want to go back to is probably like Pokemon Shield. Like, that game is not fun at all. It's so boring, slow, and just uninteresting. Like, compared to other Pokemon games, it's just so fucking lame. I'd rather go back and play Diamond and Pearl, or Pokemon Black, or even like Sun and Moon. Like, those games were better. But like, modern fighting games, some of them aren't fun. Like, I don't think Guilty Gear Strive is very fun. It's a good game, but I don't like it. It's not fun. And then Melty Blood, the new Melty Blood is really good, but not as fun as not as fun as Actress Again, Current Code. I'd rather play that game out any day of the week over fucking Type Lumina. Not because Type Lumina is a bad game, but it's just not as good as the other one. And then of course I always go back to play Smash, and that's a more newer game, more recent. But like, Melty Blood's more recent, but they're both fairly new. And it's like, yeah, I still have fun playing Smash even like 3 or 4 years later. So I don't really see what people are talking about. I think because there's so many like open world games now, and so many games are dragged out and boring, and they might need to climb shit, craft bullshit, and then just do a whole bunch of dumb shit that doesn't really feel like it matters. And then the stories are lame, and they're all trying to be super serious and cinematic, and it's like, look, can you just stop? Can you guys go back and just make a video game? Like, do you remember when a video game was a video game? Like, isn't that why a lot of people talk about the Souls games and Elden Ring? Because they're like, wow, it feels like a video game. I'm just playing a game, doing whatever I want in the open world, fighting enemies, and the game is actually challenging. Like these newer games aren't fucking challenging anymore. They hold your hand. Like the new God of War game fucking tells you how to do the puzzle. It's like, or to tell you how to hit the enemy's weak spot. It was like, oh Kratos, hey, make sure you do that. Make sure you hit that guy. It's like, okay, hit him with this and that. It's like, maybe you should let the player figure that out. Like, come on. Like, that's so stupid. Like, in Samurai Maiden, you kind of have to figure stuff out on your own. Like, the game isn't gonna blatantly tell you, like, oh, try and use this kind of strategy to beat this, like, damage sponge, like, boss enemy. It's like, no, I'm gonna figure out how to cheese the boss on my own and try and win with my own skill. But it's like, newer games don't really do that. A lot of other newer games don't do that, especially Western ones. And then the other thing is that, like, I don't see people playing arcade games or like new releases of them, like Arcade Archives or whatever. And it's like, I don't know, you get a lot more gameplay density, like Electric Underground has mentioned in his video. Like, you get more game in less time. Like, I think that's pretty important. If you're playing like an RPG, usually it takes forever to fucking get to the point and get for the damn game to get started. Xenoblade 3 has that. Xenoblade 3 kind of has that problem, but Xenoblade 2 is the worst offender. Because it takes like 20 hours for the game to start really getting good. And normally that's unacceptable, but it's Xenoblade, so I can be lenient. But I like playing shmups, and shmups are the best example of gameplay density next to fighting game, because you can literally just get straight to the game, and you just start shooting things, and you start moving around, and stopping bullets, canceling bullets, and doing whatever, like Mushihime-sama, Death Smiles. You can choose to play on a higher difficulty, so if you want the game to get tough right away, there you go, you just automatically start playing, and then there you go. But like, the trend games are going through now with all this free-to-play shit, gacha, and mostly being online, I'm not really having fun with some of those games, but here's the thing, I choose not to play them. I choose to play the games that I'm actually interested in, and the ones that I think are cool. So I buy Japanese games instead, because typically they're better. And the ones that I'm interested in fit my niche and fit my interests, so I just buy those instead. So I'm not buying Call of Duty, I'm not buying GTA, I'm not buying Red Dead or Last of Us or cinematic third-person walking simulator from Sony PlayStation here. I'm not playing some of the Xbox bullshit, like, besides Halo Master Chief Collection, but I don't know, like, even Nintendo's doing a better job at this, but I'm not trying to say, like, oh, Nintendo's the only good one, but a lot of the time it feels like these games are just getting shittier, and my 2 cents is that you need to either stop playing shitty games, start playing better games, and broaden your horizons and look for better options, because there are definitely better options out there. But a lot of people who make these videos don't ever seem to bring up Japanese games outside of like Nintendo. But Nintendo's not the only one who makes these games that feel like video games, like quote unquote feel like video games. There's plenty of other Japanese developers that do that, like even Square Enix. Like, I don't even like Square Enix like that, but like, you can at least play Dragon Quest. You can play like all this other stuff. You can, like, Bandai Namco makes some pretty good games. Tecmo, you can play like Atelier Ryza. You can play like Sega. The new Sonic game is great, but people are gonna be like, I don't like the new Sonic. It's copying Breath of the Wild. The new Sonic game's trash. And it's like, look, I think you guys are just being fucking pessimistic about video games. You gotta stop. Another thing to consider is people's gaming habits. Like, there's plenty of people that play, like these multiplayer games like Apex, Call of Duty, or Fortnite, or whatever, for like tens of hours a day. Like, You don't need to be playing games for that long. And I'm saying that as someone who plays games for long periods of time, especially like when it's something I really want to just grind out and play. Like, I can play Splatoon for like 10 hours if I really need to, depending on what game modes are available. And I've definitely played Smash for at least like 10 hours a day or a couple of hours a day, grinding in like Elite Smash or whatever, or just doing multiplayer with my brother or my friends. And then of course, if anyone's ever seen my Xenoblade 3 streams, like when the game came out, I played the game for like 10 hours per stream. I did like 2 or 3 streams where I played for like over 10 hours. And that's wild. Like, I don't recommend that. But depending on the game, especially if it's an RPG, get as much time as you can within one session. But, you know, make sure it's enjoyable. Don't just play for 10 hours and then be miserable, because then you're not going to have fun, because then you're just torturing yourself, basically. Don't do that. And another thing is that a lot of people play games to relax. I don't really play games to relax. I play games to have fun and to be entertained. Like, I'm playing Xenoblade not because I'm just trying to chill. I'm playing Xenoblade because I want to get through the game, do side quests, level up, and see the rest of the story. When I'm playing Smash, I'm not playing Smash to relax. I'm playing Smash because I want to destroy the computer or destroy someone online or offline and get better at the game and just have more fun. And then when I'm playing Dead or Alive, I'm not relaxing. I'm just destroying the computer or fighting a human, you know, with Hayabusa or a different character. And then, you know, with shmups, I'm trying to get better at the games and try to 1cc, like Cotton Reboot. Like, Cotton Reboot is a game that I've attempted to 1cc at least 3 times, and I have not been able to do that yet. But I have fun every time. You know why? Because there's always something to learn whenever you play an arcade-style game, where it's like, oh, okay, maybe this attack pattern shouldn't be avoided like this, maybe I need to approach it this way or that way. Same applies to like Dark Souls. Dark Souls is a game where, like, you know, you can die constantly, but it's like, oh, if I approach this situation differently, then, you know, then you'll be able to beat it. But the thing with relaxing is that people who play games don't want to try hard. Like, that's why I was talking about like Dark Souls and Elden Ring are popular, because they're actually challenging, and then casuals complain and bitch about like, oh, I can't beat the game, it's too hard. I have to actually put effort into playing it, what the fuck? And then, like, you know, and then other developers cave in and they're like, okay, fine, like, here's like a super mega baby easy mode, game journalist mode, here you go. You know, we just want you to buy the game and beat it and make a decent review. Like, we don't care if you actually give a shit about the mechanics and all the stuff that we put into the game. It's like, no, like, shmups have the same thing. Like, some shmups, like from M2, have like a super mega baby easy mode, where it's like, oh, the enemies don't even fucking shoot at you or whatever. It's like, whatever, just easy mode. But that doesn't help you learn the game. If you're playing on easy, you're being a bitch because you're not getting good at the game. But that's a bit off topic. But what I wanted to say is that you shouldn't make games like your life. Like, you shouldn't make it like to the point where if someone makes fun of a game that you like or says that your favorite game is trash, try not to take it that seriously. Like, if you say game is not fun anymore, that means you're trying to say your life isn't fun anymore. Isn't that how it sounds? Because, like, if you're taking games to the point where, like, it's your life and then you're not having fun, and you're like, game's not fun anymore, that means your life isn't fun anymore, which is why I said it sounded pessimistic. Like, don't be fucking pessimistic about modern video games. Like, there's a lot that are shit, which I do agree, but, like, there's a lot of good to find. You just need to dig through all the garbage and find the diamonds. You know, that's why it's diamond in the rough. You gotta dig through all the pile of trash in the dumpster, and then bam, you find that one good game or these other good games. Like, I've been buying a lot of games recently, like in the past year or two, and whenever I take the time to play them, I'm having fun. Either if it's a re-release or if it's a newer game, it's like, yeah, I'm having fun. It's like, well, you know, no, all these Switch games are trash. Let me go back and play on the Wii U or the Wii or GameCube. Which I do go back to the Wii and GameCube, but it's like, you know, I'm not gonna say that the Switch games are trash. Like, Smash is great, Xenoblade is great, and then, you know, Mario Kart 8 is not bad. It's a good game, but I'm tired of it because Mario Kart 8 was on the Wii U, so I played that game for like over 5 years. But yeah, besides the point. There's plenty of, and then everyone's always saying like the first party Nintendo games are good for the most part. Like, look at Fire Emblem. Fire Emblem's doing great. There's a new Fire Emblem coming out, so, you know, it's blowing up. And then Xenoblade blew up in the past 10 years, so that's a modern game series that is doing well. And then, you know, plenty of other series have gone on for a long time and haven't been completely tainted by modern gaming. Like Dragon Quest is fine, but Final Fantasy is kind of all over the place. I don't know what's fucking going on with that. And then Street Fighter 6 is looking great. Everyone's excited for Street Fighter 6, and that's a modern game, and it looks fun. I've seen the demos and everything, like it looks fun. I haven't had a chance to play it, but I'm waiting for Akuma to get revealed so I can main Akuma and Juri. But yeah, that game looks fun. I don't see people complaining. So, and the new Tekken game, you know, has people very excited. Tekken 8, but you know, if modern gaming isn't fun, then why are people getting hyped for Tekken? Just try to enjoy games. Try to have fun playing games. Find friends to play games with if it's an online game. Just learn to enjoy the games that you have. Appreciate the ones that you have, the ones that you like especially, and just try and play games more, or find different games. Like if I need to make it like a video recommending certain games, then sure I will, but I'm gonna have to look through my fucking Steam library, my Switch game cases and everything, and like my Nintendo Wii stack of Wii games or whatever. Like I'll make a video talking about games that I recommend, depending on genre. But anyway, that's all I wanted to say. That's it. Bye.